All right.
I'm Mike Mackin, Chairman of the Sewer Commission. In accordance with the requirements of the open meeting law, please be advised that this meeting will be recorded and can be found on the Lunenburg Access YouTube channel within 24 hours of the meeting. This meeting will be held in person at the location provided on this notice. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. The meeting will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast, unless otherwise recovered by law. Members of the public with particular interest in any specific item on this agenda should make plans for an in-person versus virtual attendance accordingly. The following information is provided for the members of the public that would like to participate in the meeting remotely. To participate remotely from a computer, please use the link, which is, it's HTTPS US02 web Zoom USI 792737035 $OMN. Or from a telephone. Dial toll-free 888-474-499 and enter webinar ID 792-737-0353 #. If you're not registered with Zoom, you'll be asked for your name and email address. No participant ID is needed, just press pound when asked. Telephone users may dial #9 to request to speak after joining the meeting. Computer and app users may use the raise hand feature to request to speak. So I ask everyone to join in the Pledge of Allegiance. We do not have a flag tonight, but we are going to imagine that it's right there. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's way better in person,
Yeah.
even without a flag.
There's no chat line.
I'll do a roll call to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your names, please respond in the affirmative. Brett Ramsden,
Here,
Scott Dahl,
Here.
Joseph Hurley,
Here.
Eli Torres. Staff, when I call your name, please respond. Bill Bernard,
I'm here.
Jane Ranley,
Shane is at the polls.
okay,
He's working, yeah.
okay. So we're gonna do the minutes off of the recording,
That is correct.
got it.
Mhm.
Public comment, is there any? Do we have any participants?
There's no public here tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Announcements?
I have none.
All right, I'd like to thank Brett for filling in last time, so I could spend some time with my wife.
yeah. Glad that worked out great. Glad you have fun.
Okay, so is there any from committee and staff?
No.
Okay. Current business, all right, we've got a whole slew of minutes that, they were the minutes of June the 30th, 24, August the 21st of 24, August the 27th of 24, and September the 17th of 24.
If I may, Mr. Chairman, this was on the agenda on the last meeting.
Yep.
But with you absent.
Yep.
Most of these meetings, it was really you and I were the
Yep.
only commissioners.
Yep, yep.
Available, so I
Yep.
thought I'd wait till you're back before we.
I think that's absolutely
Voting on.
fine. Are there any questions or corrections on the minutes? No. I have none.
Not that I noticed.
Okay, so I'll take a roll call vote to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion
Motion.
to approve the minutes.
Okay, sorry.
I'll
That's okay.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, all those in favor? Okay, we don't need a roll call on that.
Okay. Yep,
Aye.
aye.
Aye,
Aye.
okay. 1335 Massachusetts Avenue, change of use.
Okay,
Bill?
so, yeah. 1335 is the, that drawbridge puppet theater. So
Yes.
they've gone out of business.
Oh, yeah.
They're changing it from a theater to a retail shop.
Hmm.
So technically it's change of use. So if you look at the state's environmental code, it says for a theater, it's 3 gallons per day per seat. So they have 48 seats, so 3 times 48 is 144 gallons per day is what you'd expect for storage. A retail store, it's per 1,000 square feet of store, and they're at 960 square feet, so it's only 50 gallons per day. So the expected use is actually going down by 94 gallons per day.
Mhm.
So, it's up to the commission to take a vote on that, if that's okay.
Just to recognize that they're gonna be using less water.
Yeah,
Well, change of use
Permit.
triggers a action
Permit.
by the commission,
Right.
and in this case, it so happens that it's cutting
Yeah.
it's cutting the water that's going into
right.
the system.
What kind of store is it exactly? Do we know?
I think like a gift shop.
Yeah,
is what they're
that's what I
calling
got it,
Yeah.
by the sign at least.
Not a lot of patrons could be
Knick-knack,
using the bathroom either.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely gonna go down. I think if you read our regulations closely, we're only supposed to vote if the usage goes up. But it can go either way, I guess, so.
And we're actually voting on whether or not they can change the use of their building because of the implications for the sewer.
Well, because it was a change of use, it used to be the Drawbridge Puppet Theater, and now it's going to be a little gift shop, which is a
Okay.
change of use.
Okay.
Did I get that right, Bill?
Yes, it's change of use of the storage system,
Okay.
yeah.
To our advantage theoretically. But not
Right.
necessarily because we're making less money on them,
Mhm.
they're using it, but.
They're not using it all out of business waiting for an empty lot though, right? So I see no reason to prevent them from like,
Okay, I'll take a motion then.
I'll motion to allow the change.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor? Aye.
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 Motion passes.
That's a lot easier in person too, just gotta get used to that.
Yeah.
165 Massachusetts Avenue, final invoice waive interest. Bill?
Okay.
What's that up?
So, that one, the onus, sold the property. So they came to me and they wanted a final sewer reading for their closing. So, because I'm kind of new at this, don't know all the ins and outs, I did the best I could. I came up with the final bill. It turns out I didn't look at the fact that they were overdue on their past bills, so there was interest on those past bills. I missed that. So the difference was $41.80. So the commission can waive that and spank me, or I don't know what else we could do. I don't know if we can go after the people for the $41.80, but it wasn't their fault, it was
suggest we
my
waive it.
fault.
Yeah, I think it's,
Not that spanking him. would-
yeah, no, yeah. We'll, consider yourself spanked.
There you go.
So I'll take a motion on that.
I'll make a motion that we,
Waive,
pass on the
Waive the
waive the
balance.
40 some odd dollars that was missed on interest.
okay,
I'll second the motion.
and all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Passes.
Well, thank you.
You're forgiven.
Okay. Oh, now's probably a good time to tell you, the
It's-
next
it's on-
meeting, there will be another one.
It's only because none of us want to take over for you.
The next one's a little more complicated, so it wasn't all my fault.
I could see that.
All right.
I don't need a teaser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the $40 we missed will be overshadowed by the lack of payroll in the department for the last couple months that you've been picking up.
Yeah,
so.
well, also the fact that he's doing double duty, so.
Yeah.
And learning the system.
Right. Okay, that brings us to the updates, right? Yep.
Yeah, so second quarter billing is first, so I'm sure you all saw Paula is here tonight, starting to work on it. It's a big process, so she's just getting prep work done before actually getting into it tonight. She's planning on coming in on Friday during the day sometime to work on it. But we probably won't get the bills out till probably the end of next week, probably next Friday.
Mhm.
That's probably the best we can do at this
I
point.
certainly, acquired some hope when I saw her sitting in your office. It's Paula,
Yeah,
this helped.
yeah,
So that's,
yeah, we are paying for our services, but
Mhm.
well worth it.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
no doubt.
cause yeah, we
We
need
would
to get the
be,
bills out.
we would be up against it without it.
Oh, yes, oh, yes. So that's where that's at. The business manager position, we looked at a couple of candidates, we reached out to them, and, they didn't get back to us. And we got another candidate today, okay, we're trying to set up an interview with that person. The assistant position, we got a bunch of candidates. We actually have a interview set up for Thursday. I think it's Thursday morning, if one of you can attend.
What time?
I think it's 9 o'clock. I'll double check and I'll send an
Yeah.
email out on that.
I
I will not be able to.
probably can. I gotta see if my wife has a meeting she can skip and I don't have to take the kids to daycare and I'm like 90% sure I can make it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely get an email out on that. And there was a couple other ones we're trying to get interviews lined up. So,
Okay.
so keep an eye out for the emails for the interviews.
I'm assuming by that the responses never came back on the reference checks on the last candidate.
Yeah, and the last candidate, we never got references, so. And the candidate never called and said, why aren't you hiring me, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah,
a couple red flags.
yeah,
There might be a need for further discussion on a subsequent meeting about, looking at why we're having so much difficulty, Is it the process, is it the pay, is it?
well, number one, it's not an easy job. When all the software is working correctly. And, I assume these candidates aren't fully aware of what they're stepping into when they first get interviewed.
probably not unless they follow the select board meetings, right?
Right. So, that wouldn't explain that part, but, you know. It's not a top paying job either for the amount of work involved. That's,
Mm,
Anyway, we might wanna put it on as an agenda item in subsequent meetings to have a bit of a discussion around, how we go about looking at the whole problem.
yeah,
We're not getting enough candidates, so we're not getting
qualified candidates.
candidates that, could step in and run with the ball immediately.
Pay wise, I'm sure we could see on other neighboring towns.
Yeah, that was the kind
Similar
of thing I
size
was,
system, what they're.
I was thinking of.
That's a great idea.
I'm probably gonna have a conversation with Paula at some point.
yeah,
She could offer some
And
insights.
Mhm.
right. So about a year ago, the personnel committee did do a search of other towns, and I think they only found one other town.
Didn't even know it's the position or,
I believe that other town paid a little more, but.
Yeah.
One's not a good sample, right, so.
No,
And,
Mm.
sorry, I didn't
Good.
mean to interrupt. As I understand, it's. Whose hands is it actually in to change the income of any particular position?
I think it would start with the personnel committee, which right now has 0 members,
yeah,
so there's a problem.
That makes it really hard to change things.
Is
Yeah,
the structure of the department abnormal and there isn't this position in other towns? Like
No.
they combine the buildings from different departments or?
yeah, it's a good question, I'm not sure. Yeah,
okay, well, as I said, we'll put that on for further discussion on a subsequent meeting.
yeah. The manhole repair contract, so we got 2 bids. At my office estimate, I was at 114,000. One bid came in at 143,000, the other one came in at 169,000. So a little bit over what I had, not too crazy though. So we have 100,000 in ARPA funds. And we can make up the difference with our capital funds. Brett and Mike, you might remember, we put, what, almost 400,000 for capital repair.
Hmm.
So we can make up the difference there. We might have to hold off on one of our planned, capital improvements this year. But, I think going forward with the manhole repair is gonna help us.
Well, you're still
The-
chasing that ghost, right?
Right, so I just
So it's gonna turn into dollars the longer we wait.
Yeah, the
That's
INI
right.
is
Yeah.
terrible.
So, because we've been in a drought, right,
Yeah,
what we're,
it's tough to find anything.
yeah, what we're sending to Pittsburgh and Leominster has been way down, so we're saving a lot of money there,
Yeah,
right?
Interesting.
So Pittsburgh, I just, the numbers there, it was, this month and last month were almost identical,
Really?
right? Almost the same amount, right? But we haven't had rain, so,
there's barely been any runoff, even when there has
Right.
been rain.
yeah.
So
that makes a
obviously our
difference. So-
INI problem is bigger on these part of the system that's leading to Leominster. 'Cause Leominster,
Well, we don't, that's hard to say, right, cause we haven't had rain.
yeah,
I just noticed that the 2 months, the usage is almost the same.
wow,
We have to send that usage once a month to Fitchburg and it's once every 3 months to, Leominster.
I see.
I suppose I could compare the last 3 months to the previous year and I bet it's way down. I know it is.
Yeah, last year was quite a rainy year.
Right. So this manhole repair contract will save us money. It will stop the water from getting in. It'll pay for itself.
And I mean, it seems like a good time to do it too, if we're not having to overspend from a
What's the
rainy
cap-
fall.
What's the capital repair we'd have to put off? Not one of those ones we're afraid of an emergency break with.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'd have to look at what we have left
Yeah.
after we do these repairs and after, we put this 43,000 aside and then see what we got left and see what we can do for capital repairs.
I have a question, Mr. Director. These two companies that did the bidding. Have you worked with these people before, either one of them?
I have not, but both of them, this is their business. The low bidder was Instaform, I believe their name was, and the other one was National Water Main. Right, so I looked at other towns, I got specs from another town and, these are the two companies that bid on these jobs
Okay, good.
everywhere.
what was the second company?
National Water Main and.
So-
And that's the one that came in higher too, right?
Yeah,
There's
We
no
should
clear.
certainly go with the lower bid then if they're both definitely qualified.
yeah, they definitely qualify.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was my concern. I've run into. Situation in the past where the two. Qualified, top qualified and. Lowest bids, but the qualified bidders. The. One of them missed by not a lot of money. But the outcome was terrible because the qualified company wasn't so qualified,
Yeah.
but somehow they were considered qualified, but. No said, these people are obviously qualified.
Yeah, from my research, these two companies bid on like every sewer job in Massachusetts that I can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great,
Mm.
thank you.
Okay, line repairs, Mass One, Bill?
Yeah, so they started to do a little prep work, right? They're in the well, setting up platforms, getting ready. They haven't given me a date yet, but
Excuse me.
they're still saying in the next few weeks.
Remind me of the location of Mass One?
Mass One is opposite Townsend Harbor Road.
Okay,
It's the big station,
the big one, yep.
Hi-
Yep.
Yeah,
Was the prep work the cutoffs that weren't working?
they haven't done that yet. no.
Yeah.
No, just setting up staging inside so they can work
Okay,
without standing in water, right?
now they having any run-in with the water lines? guys?
No issues.
No, that's, I guess I know you were initially concerned with that. Okay, good.
Yeah, they're primarily further down the road now, right?
I believe they are.
Going to clean up and,
Yeah, it looks like a lot of the temporary lines have been pulled out.
yeah.
I would imagine they want to get it done before the freeze anyway.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Prefer-
And when I do get a date, I'll call the water district, say, hey, we're gonna be in here these days, you know.
Right,
Yeah,
Make sure you're not in our way.
Right.
So,
Yeah, above ground water lines is really bad scenario of winter,
Yeah,
unless you're in Florida, of course.
okay, uh, future, agenda items, we discussed already putting on a discussion about process and pay and difficulties of recruiting.
yeah.
Would there be any other additions to the future agendas at this point?
I can't think of any.
future agenda, we're gonna have to, discuss anything of the town meeting coming up,
We
Well,
don't have, we don't have a,
results of it.
yeah, we don't have an item on
No article.
we have no article on the town meeting this time.
Right.
But, you know, if there's anything that impacts us, I'm sure that, you know, we can have a discussion about that.
Right, just a little, public service announcement, I guess, I don't know if you saw it, the interim town manager.
Has been
That-
extended.
Oh, no, he does a little talk of the town show on. The
Oh, he does
local-
talk-
Oh, I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, so the first one was about the new trash vendor, and the next one was about the warrant articles for the meeting.
For the meeting, yeah.
And it was actually pretty good,
Was it?
I understood the articles much better after they talked about them, so.
Hmm.
If you wanna learn about the articles, I would recommend watching that.
So it's on the town YouTube channel?
Yeah, yep, yeah, talk
I'll
of
have
the
to look it
town.
up, yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Hmm.
So it was, Carter Terenzini and, Susan Azulio talking about it, yeah, so. it was really
Yeah, I
good.
read through it, I mean, it was definitely interesting, and it's gonna be a long meeting. That's gonna be a long one.
Maybe.
It's great.
I did get the warrant, I got a warrant too that I got sent certified for, cause I live right across from Marshall Park. For the EPA study or something on the redevelopment, apparently I don't know too much about it, I have to write to the water department to find out. But,
Mr. Director, our last meeting, we were discussing, it just hit me. We were talking about the possible assistant position and that there were viable candidates for that. And that I think we all voted or talked about maybe seeing if one of them were viable enough to actually hire even without
Yes,
how did that go?
we have an interview set up for Thursday,
Oh,
right? Yeah, I was a little busy the last week, so I didn't push it too hard, but you know, things have let up a little bit, so I started to push it, so. We do have one interview, we're trying to set up a couple more.
listen,
I am available at 9 AM on Thursday.
Okay, good. Yeah, again, I'll send an email out.
Cool.
Yeah,
it just hit me that we. You know, something we discussed.
yep,
Okay,
Maybe we could put that on our next agenda as well, just.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
I'll keep the updates
Yeah.
going, right?
We don't have any, do we have any old business? I don't believe
Not
so.
really.
Yeah. Again, there's no public, right? No public, so for public comment. The upcoming scheduled sewer commission meetings, November the 19th, we will be having a Zoom meeting, at 6 PM. After that, December the 10th will be the hybrid meeting, which means we'll be here and on Zoom. December the 24th, we're all getting the day off.
Yeah. We all decided,
Frank voted against it, but he didn't overrule.
you had no say on it.
I've got plans that night, so it's fine by me.
We figured you did.
And January the 14th at 7 PM is a hybrid meeting.
Right, so one comment on the schedule. I thought we met the second and fourth Tuesdays, it's actually the second and the last Tuesday.
Really?
So I threw us off schedule on one of the.
Yeah, because I've thrown them all on my
Oh, that's
calendar, and
interesting.
last
So it's-
weekend, last Tuesday, I freaked out because my phone starts going out 5 up, it's like 6 o'clock.
You know something? I've been at this for a year and I always thought it was the 4th, but I didn't.
Me too.
It's the second Tuesday, cause this is the first Tuesday.
So
We
you
first and.
Is it first and?
I thought it was
No.
first and third,
Oh,
but now it's first and I think initially it was, you had said first and third, but it's,
That's,
I don't even.
You guys.
now I'm really screwed up.
I know we're here.
I just go
Well,
by
they-
what, now I know to go by what's on the latest
Yeah.
agenda.
I will get a shirt.
I just know don't plan anything on Tuesday night.
If there's no other business before the commission, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn. It's a roll call vote.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right, great. And
I'll second the motion.
great. So what do we have? Joe,
There was one other thing,
did I miss something?
not on the agenda. If you guys don't mind waiting one more minute for the adjournment.
Sure.
We were wondering what happened to Eli since he joined.
We had a short discussion before you came in, and I'll reach out to him and see what's going on. You know, if it's a conflict and he can't do it and we need to find another member or
Hmm.
something else is going on, but I'll at least reach out to him.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Proceed.
Joe Hurley,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Brett.
Aye.
Aye for myself. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you.
And